The world woke slowly beneath towering trees older than memory. Light drifted through the mist, gentle, patient, and full of promise. The forest breathed in quiet rhythm. Fern leaves swayed like rolling green tides, carrying life forward with grace. For those who walked here, size was not measured in height alone. This land was built for giants yet to reveal themselves. There was no fear in this silence, only harmony. A world unhurried, balanced, and waiting. From the haze, something colossal began to take form. Not a hunter, but a being shaped by peace. High above the forest floor, a gentle giant reached for the treetops, its movements slow, deliberate, and deeply calm. Even its jaws spoke of patience, a creature built for living, not conquering. Beside it, the young watched and learned. Wisdom passed not through words, but through presence. Each step reshaped the ground beneath, not with force, but with the simple truth of being vast. The forest did not fear these giants. It welcomed them, as if they had always belonged here. Golden light filtered through ancient leaves, resting gently on their backs. The giants glowed softly, as if the forest itself was welcoming them. Their long necks swayed with calm certainty, moving like trees that learned to walk. There was no urgency, only timeless grace. A tranquil lake mirrored the sky and those who walked beside it. The world felt doubled, earth below, heaven above. Ripples formed only when they stepped. Even the water respected their slow, steady rhythm. A gentle eye observed the world with ancient patience. No hunger, no fear, only memory and quiet understanding. A single branch bent beneath a towering neck. The sound was soft, like nature whispering its approval. They did not move alone. Their steps matched, their breaths aligned, a silent language older than speech. One fed high among the sunlit canopy, leaving the low growth untouched below. Balance was not forced here, it simply existed. The forest parted slightly as they passed, branches lifting like curtains. Above them, the sky felt impossibly wide. Warm air rose from their lungs, glowing in the sunlit haze. Life here was vast, peaceful, and deeply alive. The light grew brighter ahead, as if the world were opening. Their slow steps carried them toward a place where sky and earth nearly touched. Between the trees, a distant shimmer appeared. Not movement, not sound, just light resting on water, waiting. The heavy canopy parted all at once. Suddenly, space. A vast, still lake lay before them, calm as held breath. The giants paused. In the mirror of the lake, they saw themselves, endless necks rising toward a sky twice as wide. From the far side of the shore, another shape moved. Longer, lower, more fluid. Not rival, not threat. Simply another way of being. One fed among the treetops, the other grazed at the earth's floor. Balance revealed itself in silence, without conflict or claim. Both herds drank from the same lake. No tension, only the quiet understanding of lives that had learned to coexist. Small ripples spread outward from each gentle step. Circles met circles, patterns overlapping like conversations without words. Different shapes, different heights, different rhythms, yet all part of the same vast world. Diversity did not divide here. It completed the landscape. For a brief and perfect moment, nothing moved. The lake, the herds, the sky, everything held its breath and shared peace. The Diplodocus herd began to wander beyond the lake's edge, their steps light, almost curious, as if drawn towards something new. Their long necks moved like drifting ribbons over the grass, not searching, simply experiencing the land as they passed. They lifted their heads slightly, tasting the warm wind. The world felt larger here, inviting, unending, full of possibility. They walked together, but not in strict formation. Each followed its own quiet thought, yet never far from the herd. The youngest among them paused often. A distant bird call or a shifting light was enough to capture its full attention. Shallow wetlands reflected their shapes as they crossed. Nothing chased them, nothing hurried them. The journey itself was the story. Where they passed, the tall grass bowed softly, then rose again. The land welcomed travelers who took only what they needed. Ahead, the plains spread wider than imagination. There was no clear path, only forward. A soft, resonant call carried through the open air. Not a signal of danger, just a reminder. We are here. Together, the herd pressed onward, step by steady step, not driven by fear or hunger, but by the simple desire to explore the world. The grasslands opened into a sweeping horizon. Here the world felt too vast to measure. The sunlight softened, deepening into warm gold. Every step cast long shadows stretching far across the earth. Dozens of diplodocus moved together in quiet formation, a living river of gentle motion flowing through the land. Dust rose softly beneath their feet, each grain lifted, carried by wind, then settled again behind them. Above them, birds traced slow arcs across the open sky. The world breathed in rhythm with their movement. This was not migration from need, but from possibility. They walked because the world allowed them to. As the sun dropped lower, the colors of the plains changed. Green to amber, amber to burnt orange. Shadows grew tall, towering across the grass. The land and its travelers became one silhouette. Their bodies carried the weight of ages, not heavy but steady like mountains in motion. They slowed near a gentle rise in the terrain. The day was ending, but the journey was not. As twilight settled, the first stars emerged. The giants walked beneath constellations older than themselves. Soft calls drifted between individuals, not urgency, just presence and the reassurance of company. At a quiet water bank, they lowered their heads to drink. Ripples glowed orange, then blue as day passed into night. For a breath, the plains were silent. The giants, the wind, the sky, everything shared the same calm pause. The earth seemed to observe, patient and knowing. It had seen countless journeys and would see countless more. One by one, they began moving again, their silhouettes blended with the deepening blue of dusk. The last glow of the sun held their forms for a moment, then slowly released them into night. Time did not rush here, it simply flowed, steady as their pace across endless ages. This was an era defined not by conflict, but by life finding its greatest scale. But peace is never permanent. Already in the distant darkness, new footsteps were forming.